I'm on your screen? Good. That means I'm here to give you the updates surrounding this war with the United States. It's not real versus Iran. Today is May 28th, 2026, Thursday. Let's get it. Quickly going to be recapping what has been happening last night and into today, all right? So Iran has kept word on its promise and making sure that any attacks that come from the United States doesn't go unanswered. They fired a missile aimed at an American airbase in Kuwait last night, late Wednesday night. And in the event that you haven't been keeping up with everything, I mean, this is what my content is for, right? The United States and Iran have been exchanging new airstrikes for the last 3 days. And when it comes to the most recent airstrike that Iran had issued out that actually took place late Wednesday night, both militaries from Kuwait and the United States have reported that Kuwait actually shot down the missile and that there was no damage and no casualties. Iran's reason for this attack is that it's actually a response to one of the attacks that came from the United States earlier, hours earlier. Wednesday evening, the United States had issued out some strikes that were aimed towards Iranian port cities near the Strait of Hormuz. And now with this exchange of strikes between Iran and the United States, all it does is further expose how weak, you understand, how little the original ceasefire plan is actually being honored, with both nations accusing the other of violating the agreements of said ceasefire. So you already know what that means. The war, the ending of this war is not coming anytime soon. It is not coming to a theater near you, okay? Which actually supports some of the commentary that came from Donald Trump in yesterday's cabinet meeting. You know, one, him stating that the agreement between the two sides wasn't close, but also that he was not rushed. You understand? He wasn't rushed. He wasn't pressed. He doesn't feel any pressure from international economic pressure and or political pressure from the upcoming midterms. Then the United States president decided to issue out a threat to United States ally Oman, stating that he was going to blow him up. Reading the quote out loud, right? Oman will behave just like everybody else or we will have them blown up, he said during a cabinet meeting, before adding, they understand that. They'll be fine. And now observers are questioning whether or not if Donald Trump actually misspoke, if he misspoke in threatening a United States ally, and actually drawing more attention towards the concerns of Donald Trump, of President Trump's, his cognitive skills on whether or not it's actually declining. Yeah, maybe don't question. Now, during that cabinet meeting, Donald Trump made a whole bunch of claims. He said he made a whole bunch of claims, right? One, that the strait is going to be opened. No one's going to control it. Iran has been controlling it and cutting off access for the better part of almost 3 months. But okay, he's stating that, you know, Iran really wants to make a deal. They really, really want to make a deal. Now here, I just want you to see the words for yourself. I want you to see him talking about how Iran really wants to make a deal, how they haven't gotten far there, how the United States isn't satisfied, but they will be. This is all the BS that he was saying in that meeting. But then, right, the Trump administration lets everybody know that they're going to be imposing sanctions. Why? Because a new agency in Iran announced this month that they will now start charging a $2 million, up to $2 million fee toll in order to have, you understand, ships get access or authorization to leave the Strait of Hormuz. You want these ships? You're going to pay that $2 million. And to me, I don't know. It doesn't sound like Iran is desperate. It doesn't seem like Iran is desperate. That's just my, educated guess. And when Donald Trump sat in that fucking cabinet meeting yesterday on Wednesday and stated that he didn't care about the midterms, that man wasn't lying. He actually, for once, wasn't lying. Being president of the United States to Donald Trump is a side quest. It's a side quest. You know, while other Americans dream about being president of the United States, actually working towards this for all of their life, this is a side quest for Donald Trump, okay? He is a businessman first, president second. While all past presidents of the United States of America took a break, right, in their personal business affairs, Donald Trump has been more active in his companies than ever before. Also making more money in the last 2 years than he's ever made in his entire life. So at the same time, the same day where the president of the United States was announcing to the American citizens that he doesn't care about the midterms, he's not pressed. You understand that you cannot pressure him. He's not going to be moving any faster for any of you guys, right? News broke that an American tech company, Nevada, right, lost an $30 billion opportunity with China. Y'all remember 2 weeks ago how Trump had that trip, that summit, that 2-day summit in China where he brought 17 of his tech CEO friends? The American tech company, and I'm going to keep saying that, the American tech company, right, failed to secure a deal, a sale with Beijing that would have resulted in almost $30 billion. And Trump actually personally traveled to go and meet with, I think it's Zai. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but somebody in the comments will put that in there for me, right? Meeting with him personally with the aims, right? With the intention, with the goal of being able to secure that sale. The president of the United States is taking trips to China to help American companies be able to secure deals instead of trying to strengthen the relationship between that nation and the United States government. I want you guys all to please pay attention to that. So when I say that being president of the United States is a side quest to Donald Trump, you see what I'm talking about. Here's the evidence. And then it brings us all back to the whole stock manipulation. Somebody is making a killing right now. There's somebody on the inside that knows everything that's about to go down before it goes down, and they're making a fucking killing. Mark my words. That group of people, those people, the oligarchies, right? They don't want, you understand, this war to end. They want the price of gas and oil to continue to skyrocket. They want all of this economic pressure, this international economic pressure that every part of the world is feeling right now to continue because it's making them money. It's making them money. And instead of taking advantage of the little space that we have right now, where America actually has oil to sell and trying to basically sell ourselves to China, Trump took a trip to try to help his buddies be able to secure a deal. Instead of helping, you understand, Americans get out of inflation caused by the skyrocketing, right? Price in gas and oil and inflation. He decided to go personally to see if he could secure a deal for an American tech company that I would bet money he has a stake in, excuse me. Now, any sane person in America knows exactly what I'm putting down. Y'all following me? You following me? So now I'm going to speak directly to MAGA, right? Because y'all the only ones that lack common sense. Let me try to speak to you, right, in a way that you understand. White man, fight back. Fight back. Because there's one white man right now that's robbing y'all all blind.